Hi, I'm Alyssa Jensen.
Hey everyone, my name is David.
Hey guys, it's Snap a Cupcake with Movie Lingo.
With Movie Lingo.
I'm Movie Lingo, and I just want to let you guys know that there's some
spoilers, bad language, bad attitude.
Assholes. That's not gonna work. Let me see. But also sexually stimulating humor.
That's passion. I don't have passion.
You had passion. You were about to jump over the table.
Shit, that doesn't work either.
I'm not an actor, Eddie. You know that.
I don't know.
So I don't know what to say now.
Thank you for joining us for another Movie Lingo discussion. My name is Eddie Lingo.
My name is Nate.
I'm Cody.
I'm David.
I'm Alyssa.
And today we're going to talk about Entourage. The titty movie, pretty much. Yeah, right? Wakanda titties, right? So anyway.
The best kind of titties.
Entourage, for those of you who don't know, is HBO original series based on Mark Wahlberg's experience. He was executive producer. Vinny Chase, the main character, plays a guy from Queens who gets his break in Hollywood. He brings his friends, his entourage with him, and gives them all key roles in his life. Vinny Chase, the actor, his brother, who they call Drama, who was an actor before him but didn't have as much success. And then you have his best friend Eric, who he made his manager. And then there's Turtle, who became his driver / richest, best friend, most successful entrepreneur I've ever come across in my life. So an interesting dynamic. You know, they finished the series. The series didn't end too well for a lot of fans, and so now we have the feature film. And it's, for some of us on the panel, it's our first experience with it, and then for some of us, we're going back to it, open up to it, and closure. But before we get into that, I want to go across the board, starting with you, Nate. How'd you feel about the movie?
I actually really enjoyed this movie. I had a good time watching it. At the start, I wasn't too sure, but maybe 20-30 minutes in, when it started actually picking up.
When the breast showed up?
Yeah,
that
was like scene one. That was scene one. The breast showed up.
That's
I was
true.
okay with that.
That was the
fine.
breast part.
But yeah, after maybe when it started going actually into the plot, I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, and have you had any experience with Entourage prior to the movie?
Never. I had never even heard of it.
Never heard of it,
No,
and
never.
you still enjoyed it? Oh.
I live under a rock.
That's Cody, how about yourself, man? Tell me what you thought.
I liked the movie too. I feel like I have a very biased opinion because Emily Ratajkowski is one of my favorite people on the planet because she's just, it's better than Charlize Theron for me. Oh yeah,
wow.
Everything I said about Charlize Theron for Mad Max is multiplied by 15 for this woman.
That's too much math for me.
Yeah, that's a lot of math. But no, to be appropriate and better than I usually am.
You just lifted your shirt up not 10 minutes ago.
Hey, I like to party. The plot was very good. I was genuinely interested in the characters. I also I know of Entourage because I'm not retarded. But I have never watched I've never watched any episodes of Entourage, but I still liked the movie. I liked the characters. I think the cast that they got was very good. I don't know what they're basing it off of. Obviously, Mark Wahlberg, I know who that is, but I don't know who played the other people. So I don't know what they were going off of, but I liked the dynamic of the characters and the way they interacted with each other. And I liked the movie. And it was also the first movie I watched when I was 21. I don't know why that matters, but
it matters because it does. Okay, sir. And you, so that's actually good. You know, not watching the show and still enjoying it. It seems like we're all headed in a good direction, but we'll see when we break it down more. How about you, David?
I liked it too. I liked it.
That's
good.
it. All right, let's wrap it up. No.
It was pretty good.
Thanks for watching this Movie Lingo discussion.
But you watched the show.
I'm Eddie Lingo.
I watched the show, so I was excited for the movie, and I thought it was good.
And everything worked for you? You weren't disappointed in any way?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, but it was good.
All right, got you. All right, so we'll
Wait, is this like Poltergeist when you said it was okay and then 10 minutes later you shit on it?
But this sucked.
No, it was good. I liked it.
All right, cool. And, Alyssa, tell me your thoughts.
I went in watching it because I know about Mark Wahlberg, and I knew that it was based off of, or vaguely based off of
Did you go to
life.
see it because of Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. 'Cause all I know is that it was about him, and the character drama is actually a person in his life, and I was interested in seeing like what it actually was about because I was so young when Entourage started. I never was into it because it was inappropriate for my age, so I never watched it. But what?
Nothing. Continue.
But I didn't dislike it, but I didn't like enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
Okay.
Because I guess it's more of a guy's movie than anything else.
That is something to be said, which we can go right into that point. I was actually one of the things I was thinking of that guys would appreciate the movie more, but then also for me,
Don't be sexist.
well, I mean, it's definitely the guy's experience to all of a sudden having full access to anything they want in the world, pretty much, and it's like they're living the dream, and we're watching it. Like Dave and I, when we're watching it. One, we aspire to be in that industry. David is a director, and then I write, and so for me, it was even like more so exciting because they were going through exactly what we were hoping and still hope to, get brought in and then immediate success and just be able to use that for your next project or use that to help all your friends and family and just go from there. So.
I forgot to tell you, there's a Bugatti with a bow outside.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
Oh my God.
You made it.
We made it. Movie Lingo.
But I had to tell a lot of people that you were Rick Ross.
Oh, yeah. I had that happen to me before. Yeah. So
I feel like you're not joking.
Yeah. So and then of course it is sexually charged. The guys are going through women like it's nothing. They have so much to choose from. So yeah, men would appreciate this movie a hell of a lot more. But at least you got to see Mark Wahlberg.
I did.
For all of
enjoyed
5
it.
minutes.
I enjoyed it.
It's cool. I think it's good that he is not plastered all over it. The characters are not exactly the people from his life, but they're a mixture of combination.
Yeah.
Like, Mark Wahlberg's older brother is an actor, and his career is not accessible. But drama is also somebody in his life. I think they combine those two to make that character.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Because I know that the drama person is really dramatic. That's how he got the name. But also the limited success of his brother's career, which actually I take that back. His brother is doing phenomenal on TV now, and with Blue Bloods and all this decision making he's been making with TV. So I don't want Donnie Wahlberg to be mad at me and show up in my house. But I think that the show actually did a good job of mixing up all of Mark Wahlberg's people and the things that he go through, and I think it was a fun ride that just kind of exploded. One of the things that that is definitely obvious is that this movie, the story, a lot kind of crammed in there. It comes off more like an extended TV episode, and there's a lot going on, a lot of characters. What were your thoughts on that, Cody?
I, not having seen Entourage, you can tell that the way that this movie was made, that it was essentially like a long TV episode. In a movie, you have, like, most time there's one general plot and maybe a smaller subplot going on, but you stay focused on that one plot a lot of the times. Now, every movie's different, so there are some movies that are different like that. But, like, I've been, like, rewatching, like, that 70s show, so I'm just going to use that as an example.
Okay.
In that 70s show, in a typical episode, you have basically a form of conflict with, like, Eric and his dad, and then, like, Michael and Jackie and Hyde and something. Like, there's different plots going on at the same time that sort of circle each other. And I felt like that in the movie because not only do we have, and you're going to have to help me with names because I've never watched Entourage, but the main guy trying to get the movie started, his
agent,
Vince.
Well,
Okay.
Vince is the actor.
Okay, so Vince and his agent,
Ari Gold,
are trying to get the movie started, and then you have Turtle is attempting to romance Ronda Rousey. Mm-hmm. You also have, what's the redhead guy's name? E. You have E, who is in a little bit of a love triangle with two girls trying to teach him a lesson. And then you have Drama, who is he had a plot where some guy was trying to find him and kick his ass, but that never went anywhere, which I was really disappointed about. But he's failing as an actor and he hates it. So you have those four plots kind of, rotating around each other that come together when the movie finally gets produced and reviewed. So I thought it was interesting. Like, it really does play out like a big TV show. but it was a big TV show that I was totally okay watching for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Right. To the drama thing, I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, I thought that when the video went out from his masturbating, I thought that was a video he had sent to that guy's girlfriend, and that's how he got him back by posting it. How did that video resurface?
I'm pretty sure that the girl's boyfriend posted it.
Okay, so I figured like that was the...
I was expecting a fight.
I missed that.
Yeah,
It was on some like revenge website.
yeah. So that's how that finished.
See, kids, pay attention.
But I mean, it still was really almost pointless because that. So I get what you're saying because that didn't make or break his career. Like they suggested
Or
this
his
may
face.
make him famous, but it wasn't. It was his role in his brother's movie that got him the nomination and the award.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're right. It still didn't really contribute to the story, but that is what the TV show was like. It was always a lot of cameos. Always a lot going on with everybody in different directions.
Jessica Alba.
There were so many cameos.
Who was
so
one of
much-
your favorite cameos?
Hey, it's Will Ferrell.
I think Jessica Alba. That was so funny because
You think she's like that in real life?
I don't know.
That would be too funny if she
All
was.
she's like, every movie I see her in, she's always like really sweet and everything, and then she's like a mom, and
So they probably did
a
that on
person,
purpose.
and I just see her just I loved
totally
it.
going
Yeah.
off, just like-
throwing a tantrum. It was so funny. I
How
loved
about
it.
you, Nate? What were your favorite cameos?
I thought when he canceled his private screening and Pharrell Williams showed up out of nowhere, he's like, "Hey, I'm here to perform."
Yeah, he didn't really like being put on the spot like that. I thought that was pretty cool too. David, favorite cameos?
I forgot half of them actually. Gary Busey's always good.
Oh, as
God.
long as they keep him
They bring
under
him back.
control.
Jessica Alba, they use a lot.
They use they brought back a lot of people that were throughout. You know, Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah, they brought a lot. Most of the cameos were people that they've always had some interesting subplot within.
Right.
And they have
Like-
obscure ones, like when they brought the Lone Ranger guy, Army Hammer. I thought they were
True.
going to trash him,
But he
but
was
they
cool.
didn't.
You know, he was an ass,
no.
but he was cool.
I love that guy's voice.
You like his voice?
I love his voice.
See, I'm starting to think
So
that maybe this is not just a movie for men because
Who, the
she's
Lone
pointing
Ranger
out a
guy?
lot of stuff that she's really feeling that I didn't even notice. So
I've always liked his voice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who, the Lone Ranger guy?
Yeah.
There's
What-
two of them in Social Network.
Yeah, I know. It was great.
oh wow, she was like, yeah, I didn't even care about the movie. No, I'm joking.
But we were talking about characters. Johnny Drum, I think, was always been my favorite character.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I that's cool.
And it's funny that you mentioned the same thing with Donnie Wahlberg, because Mark Wahlberg's based on.
Right.
But Kevin Dillon's younger brother is Matt Dillon. And the same
that's
thing happened
right.
with
The
him.
same
Matt Dillon
thing
got
happened
more
to-
famous than Kevin Dillon.
That's very true.
Now it's kind of, I don't know. Maybe
yeah.
Wayward Pines will do good.
Wayward Pines may
But
send that him back into that spot. I'm hoping this TV series anyway. If you haven't,
but I
You don't
agree
watch
with what you
TV.
said too. It's
I
one
don't.
long episode.
I have DirecTV in my room, and the last time I turned it on, I think was a year and a half ago.
wow, that's awesome. You guys could pay me for you to not turn it on instead of paying DirecTV.
Wait, what?
Pay me monthly instead of DirecTV. If you're not going to use it, just at least pay me for your TV
Are
to
you
stay
gonna give
off.
me a service?
You're not using the service, so you might as well, instead of wasting that money with DirecTV, give me the money and not use the service. It works out the same.
Oh, I see. You want me to give you free money? Okay, yeah.
Well, yeah, you're not using the service. It's the same thing. You're wasting it.
It's free real estate.
I got a service you can use.
Oh God, I'm sure. I can't wait. So anyway,
You
David,
didn't ask me my favorite cameo, Eddie.
what is your favorite cameo, sir?
So what I said about Emily
right,
Ratajkowski, what I said about Emily Ratajkowski trumping Charlize Theron is exactly how I feel about Jessica Alba trumping Emily Ratajkowski. I have an intense hierarchy of my celebrity crushes, and
She's got
Jessica
binders of women.
Jessica Alba is one of the highest, and then she came out and she was in this badass leather outfit with guns and
did have the guns
she had
and
a crop top and leather pants, and
Yeah,
I
she
was
was
just
some
I was
like
oh my
Tomb
god,
Raider. Yeah.
I forgot the entire plot of this movie. Watch it for the plot.
So was there anybody else that you?
I really appreciated Gary Busey. Who doesn't appreciate a good Gary Busey?
He's a threatening man.
I really enjoyed what you said about Pharrell Williams, how basically Vince was just like, oh, Pharrell's gonna perform so we could get out of here, and he was just like, I fucking hate you, Vince. That
messed up was that?
that was really fun. It's interesting to because we see these celebrities as idols, and they're held to such a severe pedestal, but in
True.
their world their celebrity friends are just like we are. They're just friends with each other.
They're just they're average with each other.
They just average with each other. So like
they're dicks to each other.
So like when you have Pharrell Williams and Vince is like, oh, we got Pharrell here, and Vince is like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Like you see them interact as like this movie really showed. It did a good job of contrasting the high social life, but also how these people are also just really good friends. Like even though they do things that we don't. And
relatable, even though they have billions and we have none. But the way they react to each other.
You have none. Don't.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I own an oil mining field in Qatar.
And that's why you can afford DirecTV and not watch it. Yeah. So. So tell me, David, how did you feel about the fact that it felt like the TV show?
Okay, interesting. It did feel like, well, the show didn't end right. A lot of fans didn't like the ending.
Very
and
true.
I think that this was kind of like, this is how the show should have ended.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Because they knew the ending was coming, but it still felt like they didn't even try. It was, the way it ended is where pretty much everybody just went their own way, and you knew that they were headed towards something positive. E and his girl left to try and be married and do their relationship, but of course we see in the beginning of the film 6 months later that was failed. But you never really saw a big effort. They just take off on a plane, and Vince and everybody goes to France, and you just know that they're going to do great things, but there was no real closure. It was just kind of like in the middle of the story, stop. All right, guys, thanks. We're all, we're good.
That's a wrap.
And the last season was depressing. Remember?
It was.
He was on rehab. Vince got in a fight with Eminem in the season before.
He got his ass kicked.
He got his ass kicked with Eminem.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can we go back? Eminem is in Entourage?
Oh yeah.
He had a couple of
over like 8 years. There's been so many celebrities. So
almost any and everybody you love.
Vince was dating Sasha Grey, the porn star, by Sasha Grey. He gets addicted to pills and coke and ecstasy. They go to his club one night and he gets in a fight with Eminem
and his
because
security.
he thinks he's hitting on her, or he just bumped into him, whatever.
It was just weird.
He goes to jail, whatever, and he has to go to rehab.
Oh my
so
God,
he's clean.
This show sounds incredible.
So the last season he was clean, and he was kind of like distancing himself from everybody.
He wasn't being Vince. He wasn't rolling into things.
This was like the comeback. This was kind of like a miniature version of what the show was about, but into like one. And I was worried, like as someone has never seen the show, I was wondering. I'm like, I didn't know if it worked as a movie because I just knew everybody already when it starts.
Yeah.
And I do realize that they seem to focus more in the movie on Ari's plot line.
Yeah.
In the show, it's usually just the gang.
Right.
And Ari's always calling them. Oh, I need a
checking
favor.
in, and
because he was just their agent. Now he's like,
studio head
now, which is good.
Yeah.
But he's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Because he had I see dead people as his boss, basically.
Yeah, so in talking about the Ari Gold situation, this time I really felt like it was almost like a tribute to him and everything he's been through, because he's been just as involved throughout the whole series, trying to get Vince all of these great roles, and then going through money, Vince making horrible decisions, trying to save his career, and then he's always betting on Vince and trying to bring Vince into bigger projects, and something falls because either Ari slept with somebody, or he pissed off somebody, or Vince pissed off somebody, or Vince slept with somebody.
That's the life I want.
Right. I mean, it's pretty fun to watch. The series though, it was only 30 minutes, and every time you would get a little new information and it's just getting good, it would cut off. And then they would, and it's only 30 minutes, and so for the movie to throw all that in, I felt I was pleased because I've never gotten everything at once, never got the start of a problem and the resolution, and then also never really got to enjoy, because Ari was my favorite character. I know you said drama.
Ari was definitely one of the best.
Ari was my favorite character because he understood the business and he also understood loyalty. And so for him to now, after everything he went to, be a studio head and now get to make decisions, don't have to dance around studio heads when they don't want to use Vince or something to that nature. This time he had control, and he allowed Vince to direct, even though we didn't know if that was going to be a great idea. And this was more like Vince is the main character, but I felt like this was Ari's movie.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was closure for everything else that we didn't get in the way the last one ended. What was the kid's name that played the millionaire son that played
Haley Joel Osment.
That's right. I always forget his name. Do you guys know who he is?
I mean, I know him as the brother of Emily Osment, who was Hannah Montana's best friend, as Alyssa so kindly pointed out. And then once she said that, I couldn't not see that face in the movie.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah.
They do. It's kind of awkward.
Well,
right?
tell him
weird.
who else he is.
I know
His
he-
sister's so hot.
you got to tell him because I'm gonna mess it up. I know I will. So tell him who he actually is.
He's the little boy in Sixth Sense. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Is he really?
Oh.
He has a large head.
He does.
His head
like a
grew and his
bobblehead.
face stayed.
His
like
face
the
is
Dick
tiny
Tracy
and his head is
character.
like very large.
Little face.
He does. Yeah. It's like everything else around him grew, but his face, and I just
Looks like a
I
Lego
can't talk about
character.
him without laughing.
Yeah, he does look like a Lego.
He looks like a Lego character. He has a
Lego
really
face.
tiny face on like a big giant yellow
Every
head.
time he was on the scene, I was smiling. That's why I wanted you to say it because I just get all
I thought they were gonna kind of throw that in a little bit.
giggly. Yeah, I get all giggly when I see him because it's just too funny. But this is like his.
And I thought it was so interesting for them to like throughout. I don't know if other people felt this way, but for me, I was like, why is it that they're not greenlighting this movie? If it's so good, if Vince's movie is so good, what's going on? And then when I finally put together in my head, I'm like, oh my god, this is only because Vince banged Emily Ratajkowski.
Right.
I was like, this is what real people in real life deal
This
with.
is how
This is
they-
a
yeah.
real issue that
It's real
like
issue. People, yeah. they
and I was just
get touchy.
I was really like happy about the fact that there wasn't some like huge deep underlying plot in this movie. It was literally because
Vince is related to Hitler.
like, oh, you can't move forward.
but no, it was such a stupid plot and such a stupid reason, but people do that. You do something wrong to them and they hold a grudge and they keep that for years and they hate you for it. And I really appreciated the fact that this movie wasn't some like we can't because
epic drama.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
It was a simple, easy to watch movie and very easy to follow and very fun.
I think that's what made the show successful. Everybody, like you said, we keep on this. They're celebrities, they're iconic, but then they become relatable. They become dealing with the same issues, and a lot of the TV series was, one bad decision or one jealous person could sway things, and you had to cater to people's ego because they were in position of power or stuff like that. And so, coming off the show, I pretty much knew from the moment he was hovering over her at the party, and he kind of like was distant to Vince, like, yeah, I like you in Aquaman too, but he kept focusing on her. I kind of felt like, okay, this is where the problem's gonna come in because he's the billionaire's son, and he's supposed to be there for the movie.
I saw your Sports Illustrated thing. Is that cold?
And I'm like, okay, this is definitely gonna be an issue. How did you feel about that being the reason that the movie didn't move forward at first? Was that strong enough for you? Or?
It was believable. I think that was the biggest thing. It's very believable. Like that kid, he was the son of an oil tycoonist, was it, right?
I believe so.
So he was spoiled. He had everything handed to him all his life, and now there's one thing that he can't get, so he's gonna throw a fit.
Yeah.
Which is it's
Perfect way to
completely
describe
believable.
it. Yeah, perfect way to describe it. How about you?
Yeah, I thought it was believable. It was like relatable.
Yeah.
It didn't like. I feel like that would be something that would happen.
Yeah, I feel like in almost every job situation that could be something like where we're working now. That could be an issue one day with if somebody is in a position of power and they're attracted to someone, but then that person is interested in someone else. It can happen anywhere, and then all of a sudden you realize you're catching hell from this person or crap because of their jealousy or insecurities or whatever. And I really like that about it. Now for me. You okay?
Me and Cody are doing a little bit of nonverbal communication right now.
Oh, you guys are
Playing footsies.
I'm so attracted to him, and he's in such a position of power.
I see. I touched a nerve.
Bite my earlobe.
No,
Not yet.
you didn't like how it ended with Osmond, the way he just walked out.
Him over a girl, that was fine. That happens. I agree.
Yeah, I like
just didn't like the way they resolved it. Was kind of like easy, cheap. He just got mad and stormed off. There was no, that was it. I expected a little bit more.
Well, like a punch in the face from somebody?
No, I just expected it to be a little more complicated. That's it.
Well, I think the complication came immediately when
He
Billy
was still
Bob
like,
Thornton.
was still like, Ari, you're still fired.
Right, he's like, listen, that's my son. You embarrassed him. You don't do that to our family. He may have been wrong, but guess what? I'm still gonna.
I'm a billionaire.
Yeah, I'm still not gonna let you.
Granted, but I
And
still
then-
wish they showed more of them making the movie They should have showed more clips.
Yeah, I already knew from the back when we got the Aquaman trailer.
Yeah.
I knew we weren't gonna get any more than that, and even though it seemed cool and you wanted to know the plot, I'm like, are we gonna get this movie?
Yeah.
It never happens. They always set us up and knock us down. So
The Golden Globe thing was cool.
the Golden Globe thing
That was
was
really
ultimate closure because drama has been working. He was acting before Vinny, and he was a success with the Viking Quest. Right, and
He's
so
like a has-been.
only Viking Quest fans, liked him, and only time he ever had a moment was when he was at like Comic-Con or something, and he wanted more than that. And then it got to a point where you're coming across generations that are like, what's Viking Quest? Which is not hard to believe. You guys are like, what's Entourage? So, and then when he finally gets this opportunity to be a A-lister or be at least talked about with A-list and wins this war, I felt like that and Ari's success with the movie, even though Ari lost his job, but he did still want to, stayed attached to the film in a way where he can benefit if it's successful. I felt like everybody wins. The only person whose story can't really say it's a win because almost every season it ended the same was E.
Yeah.
Him and Emmanuel Shrieky, I don't know what her character's name is because I love her. And so
Sloane.
Fine,
Right.
that's her character's name.
Yeah.
But
I think
I'm
they
all about
mentioned that.
her in life. Since
about
Snow
you,
Day,
girl.
even though she was too young then. It's okay. So, Emmanuel Shrieky.
Yeah.
Great in the Zohan. Don't mess with the Zohan.
Oh, that's where she's from.
Yeah, she's the one he falls in love with, the other store
I
owner.
couldn't figure
Yeah.
it out. She looks so familiar.
Yeah,
Thank
She
you.
was also
was
the
lovely.
the
couldn't
lesbian
place it when her
the
top was
lesbian
off.
bartender in Waiting.
So maybe
That show
she
Waiting?
can stop making come off.
With Ryan Reynolds. Your boy.
Oh,
He's
we're
he's
talking about pregnant.
girlfriend. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
He's pregnant
And
girlfriend.
some stupid Usher movie in the mix, remember?
Yes,
He was
and-
a DJ.
yeah,
And she
and
was
she
the
was
mafia boss's daughter.
She was very pretty.
Whoa.
Cody.
We needed one for this episode. We didn't get one in
Damn.
San Andreas.
Yeah.
We didn't get.
I was too frightened by the disasters that were going on around me to fart.
The earthquake shook them all out of him before.
Also,
Yeah.
it's a ongoing thing.
It is an ongoing thing now, but we're gonna actually pull
Did you
it.
do
there.
one during Tomorrowland?
I did.
He did.
And I did
I
it.
thought you only fart for the good
I did it
ones.
right during while no, I fart for everyone. I did it right as Kendall was speaking, and Eddie was sitting next to me, so he heard it. And Eddie had a hard time keeping his straight face.
'Cause Kendall
Kendall
was trying to
was
talk.
not even phased. He was no expression on his face that I farted.
Kendall's an angel.
Wasn't that movie all about natural gas, right? Like
Yeah.
saving the universe?
True.
Methane.
Everything in my life is about natural gas.
All right, we're gonna. Before we bring us to the close, I want to ask you guys a question. Entourage. Now that we've discussed it, you've seen it. Would you recommend this movie to someone else? And what is your rating? And I'd like to start with you, Mr. Foodie.
Yeah, I would recommend this movie. The plot is easy to follow. It's interesting. You do get really into the characters. There's laughs. There's a lot of cameos, so you know you're gonna have a good time. You know you're probably gonna see someone that you like. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this movie. As a rating, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Because it's good. It's not fantastic. I won't own this movie.
It's not fantastical.
It's not fantastical. I won't own this movie. I probably won't watch it again in theaters. Movies that get up into my 8, 9, and 10 are movies that I definitely, if someone's like, let's go watch it again, I'm like, hell yeah. Like with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ah.
Like something like that definitely would get a high rating. But 7, it's a good movie. It's enjoyable.
All right, cool. How about you, Alyssa? Would you recommend to anyone else the movie, and what is your rating?
I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I probably would tell someone to go see it. Like, I'd tell my brother to go see it, probably.
Do you think your brother would like something
yeah,
like this?
I feel like he would like it.
Definitely.
He likes TV shows. I feel like he'd watch it.
Has he seen Entourage? Do you know if he's heard
I
it?
don't know if he has. I know his best friend used to watch it.
Okay,
So that's the
alright.
only reason that I ever knew about it, because they would talk about it. But I
Awesome.
don't know if he ever actually watched the show, or if he just watched it within like a few episodes.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I give it a 6 out of 10, probably because there were just like some parts of the movie I cared more about, like knowing the characters and like how like the plot was, rather than like the extra things. I mean, I like the cameos, but like the extra things, like the sex scenes and like all the topless girls and things like that didn't really like matter to me. So I feel like if somebody was like, oh, there's a lot of nudity in this, you should go see it. Like
If that's the thing, they would definitely like it. Yeah.
I wouldn't. Like, it's just not something I'm super into.
I would like for us to revisit this conversation after you watch the series,
Me too.
because I feel like there are a lot of Easter eggs, as they call them,
Yeah,
or
Easter
a
egg.
lot of references that
Yeah.
you would probably appreciate more after watching it. So I would like to get your rating after. So you're gonna watch. You did say you're gonna watch the series again and then the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, then definitely cool. How about you, Nate? Would you recommend it to anybody? And
Yeah.
what was your rating?
I'd recommend this film. I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it. Even whether you know the series or don't know the series, it's definitely a movie that somebody could sit down and have a good time watching.
Okay.
I'd probably go with Cody and give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's not one of my like top movies.
We win.
But I did enjoy it. I wouldn't go buy it, but I definitely would go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, we all know that Oh Snap Cupcake. He's not here with us, but he has a
He's here in spirit.
he has a bear scale when he rates movies. We all did you guys did the out of 10. Your scale is it more of the
The bear variety?
No, mine's not as clever as bears or lions or tigers.
what's your
or anything.
rating system
my.
like?
Wow.
Mine's just I just do 5 stars. I think it's easier for me. Less
Okay.
numbers.
So then, please tell me, would you recommend this movie, and what would you rate it out of 5 stars?
I would recommend this movie. If you haven't seen the movie, the show, and the trailers interest you, then you probably like the movie. It's raunchy, it's rated R. I mean, it is what it is.
It's worth it.
If you like the show, you'll probably like it better. I would give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
It was good.
Yeah, but the 5, you
Which
get.
translates to a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, actually, I think I would. If I go to 10, it would probably 7, like you guys.
Ooh.
All right, guys.
I agree.
So it's at 3.5.
But 3 out of 5. So
Fractions,
Yeah.
kids.
5 is awesome, 4 is great, 3 is good, 2 is okay, and 1 is just garbage.
It kind of
Actually, 0 is garbage, but 1 would be like no good.
I give it no stars. Like, don't even show up.
I give
The
it
garbage ones.
I
are
give
so
it half
rare,
of
though,
a
but they're-
negative
sometimes
star.
they're good.
No, the 5-star system.
So 3, I do
it's,
3 out of
it's
5.
good. Yeah,
Or
it's,
7 out of 10.
It's more defined.
Nice.
You know, out of the 10, I like the 10-star because there's sometimes where you don't want to give it a full.
You can do half a star, like 2.5 stars.
We can do that. All right, but I would.
makes it a 10 scale, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then we all have the same
I
scales.
can't keep track.
Listen, I really kind of want to bring in Cupcake just to get the bear scale, but on this, but we're not going to do that. Me personally, I would recommend it. I also recommend, even if you haven't seen the show, I recommend watching it. I think you'll enjoy it. There will be a lot that goes over your head, but there'll be a whole lot to appreciate still. It's just like one big party, one fast ride. If you're ambitious to be in the industry, it's motivational for sure. I mean, of course, every day may not be that way, but it's still something to look forward to,
My life
right?
is exactly like
So I would recommend it, and I'm gonna stick with the 10 scale. And for the closure, for Ari Gold, for drama, I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
And that's based on me watching the series. So we would love your thoughts. Any of you who haven't seen the series but have watched the movie, let us know what your scale is, whether if it's a
I
bear.
just did some mental math.
Yes.
And that means that overall as a group we gave it a 7 out of 10.
There you go.
we
So Movie Lingo Panel gave it a 7 out of 10 overall as an
Combined
average
7.
combined. Let our powers combine.
Heart!
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. So let us know on the movielingo.net website, or you can join the conversation on YouTube /movielingo or on Facebook /movielingo. Let us know your thoughts on Entourage if you saw the movie without experiencing the series. Let us know your thoughts if you experienced the series and you saw the movie. Join the conversation, and also follow us on Twitter at MovieLingo1 or on Instagram at MovieLingo. Is there anything else that we want to add before we close this?
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark.
Marky Mark.
And the Funky Bunch.
And the Funky Bunch.
The right stuff.
That's not the Funky Bunch.
Isn't that the...
No, that was
Wow.
New
No,
Kids,
that's
New Kids on the
New Kids on the
That's his
Block.
brother.
That's
His
right.
brother.
He's good vibration.
Okay, so it was a Wahlberg. It was a Wahlberg.
You're still in the right.
It was
Yeah, you're still in the
Wahlberg.
right
All right,
family.
good
I thought you were gonna be like, that was in sync, Cody. You're way off.
No. That would be so bad.
The
but no,
other brother
we
makes
still-
burgers. Do you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Wahlburgers. Oh,
You're gonna go try 'em?
I would love to eat there.
I want to go there so badly.
We should
love
plan
to
a
eat
trip. We should plan a
Wahlburgers.
movie
Do it.
lingo trip and film an episode.
I just want to
in
say,
Wahlburgers.
I just want to say
Do
one
it.
thing. I love it when celebrities or musicians open up a restaurant and own it themselves. Like
they're
the
actually in there.
the drummer from Iron Maiden, Nico McBrain, has
Yeah.
a place not too far from here called Rock and Roll Ribs, and he frequents that establishment.
In
and,
Coral Springs?
Yes,
That's his spot.
that's his that's his restaurant. It's fucking delicious. I love that
They're
place.
big.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
We are currently filming in our new location at Past Present Future in Davie, Florida. They got comics, they got collectibles, Gundams, pop vinyl figures. They have models, anything you could want, anything for your nerdy little heart. So check them out. They're very gracious enough to let us film here, and the people that work here are awesome and amazing, and they have great stuff, and it is an absolute fun time and place to be.
Yes, and also David, your retro reviews. You actually just
Oh,
posted one recently.
Yeah, check out FilmCan on YouTube or filmcanproductions.com. We just did a retro podcast on Last Starfighter. So
Nerd.
Which
check that
was
out.
actually pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Frog
here. So thank you for tuning in to another Movie Lingo discussion. This was Entourage. I'm Eddie Lingo.
I'm Nate.
I'm Cody.
David.
Alyssa?
All right, and we can't wait to talk to you guys again. Peace.